Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cornelia, but you can call me Corny, and my channel is Cornyco, which basically stands for Corny Community, and here I like to do things and share things about Japan and my personal life too. This November, it's very special because I'm doing like dating in Japan content. Click the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already done so to keep in the loop. I'm gonna level it up a bit. Mill+Ball part 2. So I told you before that I'm gonna try Soleil. Did I say that right? I think I did. Let's just get straight to it. This time I'm not gonna use my Rimmel eyeliner. I'm just gonna try and use this on its own. I think I'm gonna make a mistake. Why is this one going on much easier? Maybe I'm just better with my right. I totally forgot I wanted to put a little bit of eyeshadow on because this one, Soleil, is like the sun. I should have done this first. I told you, you guys know I'm not a professional, so whatever. I'm just using Revolution. It's a very colourful palette, so I can play around. Let's make a beautiful sun or sunset. Does anyone else use their fingers to put on like eyeshadow? It's just easier for me. A little bit of yellow on each side. I don't know if this is gonna look any good. Tell me if I failed. Okay, I need to clean it up a little bit. I think personally I prefer the first method that I did, where I just laid down the normal eyeliner as a guideline, just because I haven't got used to the control, but I feel like when it's on top of that, it's like there's room for mistake. The good thing about magnetic lashes is that you have to let it dry, whereas usually when you use just normal eyelash glue, you have to like quickly, you know, wait until it gets kind of tacky and then apply it, so you have to kind of get the timing right. But with this, you wait until it dries. I guess if you're a beginner like me, or you know, not very experienced, I think it would be easier for you to do that kind of method. So those are 2 tips that I recommend. Let's give them a moment. Can you guys see the little magnet strips on them? Oh, do you see it? You see that? It's just attaching itself. How interesting. You know what, guys? I think I prefer Soleil better than Luna, just because I feel like I can wear this out and not feel like I'm doing too much. But I'd bring out Luna, I guess, for like something like a photo shoot, or if I want to feel like extra glamorous. I feel like these suit me more. What do you think? Do you like them? Somebody joked, why don't I do a wind test? Well, you know what? Okay, all right, whoa, I think we're good. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea, but my eyes are watering now. So you guys, I'm gonna answer your questions. There you go, it stays on. The wind won't snatch your eyelashes, okay? So this is proof. I just did it for your sake. Buy these lashes. So I asked you guys about dating in Japan, and any questions that you had on my YouTube community page and on my Instagram too. Let's get into your questions. Are Japanese guys any different than Western guys? There's a lot of differences. The obvious thing is that the culture's different. You know, Japanese have different traditions, they eat different food, and their behavior's a little bit different. They're more shy and private, I feel, not so open. But also I feel like they are more kind of like a gentleman, the typical gentleman. That's my feeling. Are Japanese guys as shy as they are made out to be? Are they forward with what they want, or is it just a guessing game the whole time? You will stumble across a lot of F-boys who are willing to like be open, say what they want, do what they want, just mess around like they do not give a F. But I think the majority are a lot more shy than in the Western world. Hiya! Is Japanese men expectations from a girl different from the States or the UK? Such as texting, holding hands, when to call each other girlfriend and boyfriend, that sort of thing. I've had different situations. I've had situations where it was clarified very quickly in the dating period. It's like, how long is a piece of string? I think it just differs on the person. Well, I think here people can take a lot longer to kind of say how they feel, and maybe things are kind of assumed a little bit more, whether they're in a relationship or not. If you agree or disagree, if you're Japanese, let me know. I would recommend to have that talk because I didn't, so I got myself into a little bit of a situation. How do you overcome language and cultural barriers? Practice the language, and just, I guess, surround yourself with more Japanese people. The more that you learn and you know, the easier it will become to understand each other, and the more that you can communicate your feelings. In whichever language you have to use, communication is key. Maybe opinions and things are not the same, but it's okay, and you've put yourself in that situation, so just keep an open mind. She's giving me a 2 for here. Where do people typically go for dates in Japan? Food. could be anywhere, but I usually think going out to eat, well, at least for me, that's like my go-to place. Preferably in a nice scenic area so you can take a little walk afterwards and get to know each other more. That's kind of cute. I've been asked to izakaya. Not really an izakaya person because I don't drink. I don't want to be around drunks. Kampai! No. I've been to a movie once. We didn't really get to talk, but I guess that was good because his language was really low. If it's like after a couple of dates and we're very comfortable, or I'm already in a relationship, I don't care. But with the first few dates, like, you have to show that you're making an effort. I was dating during the pandemic. Not so easy. In the beginning, it was a lot more difficult because I think everyone was shook. During that time where we were recommended to stay home, it was actually nice because I had the time to talk to people and like open up and browse on the internet. So I wouldn't say it was difficult in the sense of communication, but when it came to actually date and meet up, it was a little bit of a challenge. It's just a matter of organizing where is safe, where will be quiet without risking my safety. I didn't actually accept to go on any dates with anyone unless they drove or had some mode of transport, so I was not about to catch those trains, which obviously limits a lot more people because it's not common for people to drive here because we're in a main city. A lot of people take the trains because the space is so limited. Has anyone else tried dating during the pandemic? If you have, in the beginning, tell me how it was like initially. Were you like scared as hell? Who put that smile and twinkle in your eyes? I don't need a man to put a twinkle and sparkle in my eyes. I sparkle, I twinkle on my own. I am a shining star, okay? I have ascended. I am in space. You can't touch me. Okay, anyway. How do you go about conversation when there is a bit of a language barrier? Ugh. Make sure that you go to a place on your date that is that has a lot of topics to talk about, something that's like interesting and full of stuff to kind of like point at, look at, and the translator app will be your friend. As long as, I mean, it's gonna be hella awkward, at least it is for me, I hate it. But if I have a translator app, at least I can try and practice speaking Japanese and vice versa. And that's the only way I guess you can communicate, besides pointing and be like, oh yeah, this. Like, if you know some basic words, you can kind of stumble through a date. That's the best advice I can give, sorry. Do they take it seriously? Well, I can't generalize everybody. Guys are guys, you know, even though the culture and some behaviors are a little bit different, I would still say there are F-boys out here who just want to get it in and have fun and don't treat you very well. And there's other guys that are just looking for a relationship who are really super sweet and willing to take the time to take you out and get to know you and ask questions and speak in English or whatever. When I talk about my story times, it's kind of like the worst or the weirdest of the bunch. There are guys out there that take it seriously. I mean, you saw that I was in a relationship. It's just look of the draw. Are black females being appreciated by Japanese men? Unless they're like searching specifically for black women, usually it's just a foreigner thing. For me personally, I've had comments about like the texture of my natural hair or my lips or my ass or my boobs. Like, they like curves, and you know, they say like, oh, black women are so beautiful. I actually am really attracted to black women. Your skin's so smooth. Oh, you're a beautiful color. I don't know if it's that they're fetishizing or just appreciating that I'm beautiful. I said it. Beautiful. You gotta love on yourself before somebody else can love on you. Never forget that. Yeah, there are guys out here that recognize a black queen, that black girl magic, and it's never been really borderline creepy. Not yet. So the answer is yes. Do you guys go on dates with use PDA? I feel like guys in Japan feel a little bit more uneasy. No bitch, don't hold my hand. It's not that deep, but like, there are guys out there, but much less common for them to kiss and hold your hand. PDA is not a popular thing in Japan. When I see it, it's usually when people are drunk as F after like going on a night out, or they're very young. The more that you date, the more that you'll experience and the more that you'll see different variations of characters. If you get a guy that's giving you PDA, he's either a F-boy, he does not give a shit. Maybe he's become a little bit westernized, or maybe he's a lunatic. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a very Japanese trait. Do you know if the families are racist there? I've had my own situation in a past relationship. I'm not sure if it was racism or if it was discrimination. Sometimes I guess it's hard to tell because I don't know exactly what was being said at the time. But I knew me being a foreigner was a problem for me and my ex. But I have heard a lot more stories of people being racist and saying things like undertone about the colour of people's skin and stuff. I've talked about it before briefly. Blackface, misrepresentation on the TV, commenting about the skin tone and like bleaching with Naomi Osaka. Yeah, there's been a lot of instances where people have showed straight out racism, which is a shame, but also we are in Japan and people aren't as forward and knowledgeable, sadly, about the rest of the world and how to treat people. I mean, people might be racist and not even think that they're being racist. I went on a date the other day and he said that there's my father, and it was actually an Indian guy, it wasn't even a black guy, and I was just like, oh, because we've got like darker skin tones, he's my father. What kind of bullshit was that? So stupid. I had to say to him, like, I know you're probably trying to make a joke, but that can come across as quite racist. So yeah, people just don't understand that they're being racist. And that person that I'd went on a date with had actually lived and travelled around the world and been in other countries, but still did not recognise that was a really racist comment. So I wasn't feeling it. I called him out. He did apologise and say, I'm not trying to be racist. It was just like a joke, a silly joke. It happens all over the world, but it definitely happens here in Japan. So just be wary. How do you navigate, avoid being fetishized while dating, especially when it's more insidious and not so F-boy obvious? P.S. I love your channel. Seriously, one of my ultimate faves. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy when I hear that. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I guess initially when you're talking, like the first stages of texting or just meeting the person, you can kind of pick up pretty quickly by the words that they say, or like there's indicators. You'll know when you feel uncomfortable and where you feel fetishized. So when you get that red flag and get that moment of like, ooh, I don't like what he said there, like that sounds dodgy, like why can't he just see me as a person? That's the time that you probably should exit, or at least challenge that and see like what they mean, because maybe they don't mean to do it, but they're just trying to compliment you. Like I said, I've never had that moment before, but maybe you might, and that's when you just, yeah, peace out. Just go, just, you know. Hi Corny! I was wondering, how do guys act while on a date? Also, is dating difficult because you're a black woman? I've seen a lot of interviews on Japanese men that say they wouldn't date foreign women, but I'm curious because I'm also black and want to someday live and date in Japan as well. Love your videos. Thank you. Oh, I wouldn't ever say that you cannot date Japanese or they won't like you because you're black, but I don't feel black women get as much love. People of colour might find this in Japan. There is a totem pole of preference. Personally, I've never felt the struggle. I've seen many people in happy relationships here in Japan. I don't feel like being black has held me back personally, but if you've had that experience where you think, oh, it's because I'm black, they don't want me, or someone said no thank you because you're black, let me know down below, because that is just tragic, man. Many different reasons why people won't date foreign people, but like who cares? Like let them do what they gotta do. We're in Japan, so like 98% of people are gonna be Japanese couples. Everyone has different experiences anyway. Just have an open mind, live it, love it, enjoy it, okay? Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, give this video a like, subscribe and join the crew if you haven't done so. How many times has it been now? I've already said to you, like, stop playing games with me, honey. Come to me. Join me on Instagram because I like to post questions there and post memes and have fun and just dance and whatever I want to do. It's not the last of me. I'll see you again very shortly because it's November, dating in Japan, and until next time, faitou, ganbatte, peace and love.